And the best marketing is when people buy, are happy, and they tell each other, come listen.
Why customer have to buy Piccolo?
Very good price and performance ratio. You can't have any better. Also, it's 100% handwork.
ในงาน BAV High End Show 2023 ครั้งที่2เนี่ยนะครับทาง Boss High End นะครับได้นำลำโพง AudioSolutions นะครับรุ่น Figaro XL2 มาเปิดตัวเป็นครั้งแรกในโลกนะครับแล้วก็นอกจากนั้นยังมีในโมเดลอื่นๆของทาง AudioSolutions ถือว่าเป็นเขาเรียกโอกาสที่ดีนะครับเป็นการเปิดตัวอย่างสมบูรณ์แบบนะครับในโอกาสนี้นะครับมิสเตอร์เกดิมินัสนะครับเกดาลิสซึ่งเป็น CEO แล้วก็เอนจิเนียร์ผู้ออกแบบลำโพงได้เดินทางมาร่วมงานถือเป็นโอกาสที่ดีนะฮะทาง AudioFile ก็ขอเชิญคุณธรรมนูญประทีปจินดาฮะซึ่งเป็นรีวิวเวอร์มาร่วมสัมภาษณ์มิสเตอร์เกดิมินัสเกดาลิสนะครับเพื่อที่จะให้เข้าใจว่าความเป็นมาของ AudioSolutions เป็นอย่างไรแล้วก็แนวคิดในการออกแบบรวมถึงเรื่องราวต่างๆของลำโพงที่น่าสนใจนะครับเดี๋ยวไปพบกับทางคุณธรรมนูญประทีปจินดาและก็มิสเตอร์เกดิมินัสเกดาลิสด้วยครับ
ครับสวัสดีครับผมธรรมนูญประทีปจินดานะครับตอนนี้ผมอยู่กับมิสเตอร์เกดิมินัสจาก AudioSolutions จากประเทศลิทัวเนียนะครับเป็นผู้ผลิตลำโพงจากยุโรปแล้วก็เพิ่งนำเข้ามานะครับเดี๋ยววันนี้เราจะคุยกับในรายละเอียดนะครับกับมิสเตอร์เกดิมินัสนะครับ Hello
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
I'm pleased to be here.
Okay. I would like to ask you some question. Maybe it is simple. Would you please introduce yourself?
I am the company CEO and founder of the company AudioSolutions. At the same time, I am the main engineer and the designer of the speaker. So I'm quite a lot of people in one person. I came from Lithuania.
Okay.
It's a Baltic state in Europe, Eastern Europe. Very small country, but very warm people. So if you come, you will feel the same welcome as I did.
That's why you go to audio business last speaker.
It's hard to pinpoint because there was three major points when I was involved in with the speakers.
Okay.
So the first one was when I was around 5 or 6 years old. I disassembled my grandparents' vintage radio, and I built my speaker with the drivers from the radio.
Okay.
Yes, I was 5 years old. Of course, it was very simple, six sides box, and that driver screwed into that box. But yeah, it worked. So this was the first time when I was involved with acoustics. And the second time it was back when I was 16 years old. I wanted to work to have my pocket money,
Okay.
as all the young people does. So I decided that this might bring me some money in this hobby because up until that it was only a hobby. I was building for myself. I was building speakers for my friends, like all normal guys do. And I thought that maybe this can be my business, because I like building speakers. I like music. And I like engineering, electronics part of it. Instead of going to work for somebody else, I started to work in my garage, in my father's garage. I was working alone. I started with a local brand which was named GSP. G stands for Gediminas, my first name's letter. And SP is for speakers. Doing that for almost 10 years. In 2011, I started AudioSolutions. So GSP and AudioSolutions overlapped for like a couple years, 3 years. This was my kind of history towards the creating AudioSolutions brand.
That means AudioSolutions is go to high-fi business in international. It's about
Yes.
10 years more than that.
Yes. From 2011, yeah. I ended up at the place where I started to feel, that I want to move more. I want to expand more.
Okay.
And Lithuanian market was just too small for that.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do the same thing over and over again.
What about the product identity for audio solution speaker?
Our identity actually is our sound quality.
First.
Yes, this is the first and most important because design changes with the fashion,
Okay.
but the sound imprint which I created and how I think the speaker should sound, you can clearly tell without looking that you are listening to the AudioSolutions speaker. Small company, quite low prices compared to the competitors for the given quality of sound. This was always my goal, to give for people really good quality sound, really good components, and
Not too
the right
expensive.
idea of the sound in the proper amount of money.
Okay. What is the unique design for audio solution?
I, as a designer,
Right.
always try to embrace today's fashion.
Okay.
So, for example, right now we have fresh Figaro MK2. I took my inspirations in the modern European interiors. So, in freshly introduced Figaro MK2 speakers, we can clearly see that as more and more in nowadays interiors, you can see matte surfaces with the metal door handles or metal frames or vertical slats. All design right now goes vertical, so the same you can see on our new freshly introduced Figaro speakers. You can see this, it does have vertical elements which makes speakers blend in the modern design more well.
Talk about the product line.
We have 4 distinctive speaker lines.
Okay.
Our portfolio begins with Overture. The name Overture means introduction to bigger orchestra. So this is introduction to my orchestra. The
Okay.
4 lines. We start with Overture, then we have Figaro. This is the next step up. Then we have Virtuoso, which is a huge step up. Between Figaro and Virtuoso, there is a huge gap actually in the price and in the sound quality and in the idea itself. And after Virtuoso we have Vantage, and they are quite similar. Vantage is just no compromise speaker. Virtuoso is targeted for the customers who cannot afford the Vantage,
Okay.
but still wants the same ideas, the same quality.
Introduction for Figaro XL2.
This is the first time in the world we launched them only a few months ago. We were close friends,
Okay.
back like 6 or 5 years, so we
Okay.
knew each other. He saw that I launched and he told me that we need to introduce them here, make world premiere. So
Yeah.
that's what we are doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm very happy. This is the freshest model and the largest model of the Figaro family, more than 2 meters height and more than 100 kilograms. It's a 3-way system with 4 bass drivers per speaker and MTM arrangement of mid-range, tweeter and mid-range. Offering 7 colors. They are all bright. They are all matte surfaces because, as I mentioned before, I believe that this is this year's and upcoming year's trend. And more we can see matte speakers and matte furniture and everything in our
Okay.
homes. So I think this will really fit. Why bright colors?
What is the benefit for tall speaker?
As you go up by the range, you can either climb vertically or horizontally. So either bigger drivers, either more drivers. My belief that more drivers is better because first of all, this is what we see in the what musicians use. For example, take a guitar cube. It's always to have more smaller bass drivers than one big driver. Inertia, power loss, everything. So distortion from the membrane breaking up. So I chose more drivers instead of one bigger. And symmetrical design is actually classical approach to achieve a point source. So when you are sitting, virtually you get sound coming from the center to you.
Okay.
Because it's symmetrical system. It has some disadvantages. You have narrower listening window, but at the same time it has a lot more advantages compared to the other driver arrangements. For example, like bass drivers in the bottom, mid bass drivers on the top, and the tweeter mid-range in the middle. So the huge distances, in my opinion, creates a lot more problems than symmetrical design. And when you're listening from further away, I think this is much better.
You know the key point for some box-in-box design.
This is our unique technology. Well, it was unique up until box-in-a-box is quite expensive actually to make. So we have the inner box, which is very thin, very light one, but very, very rigid. So it absorbs energy very quickly and dissipates it. Dissipates in the outer box. So what you can see on the speaker from the outside, you can see only the outer box. You can't see inner box.
You apply for some family or every speaker pair.
The same technology used in all the speakers, but in the Overture, for example, it's called partial box-in-a-box because it's not full box-in-a-box. As I mentioned, this is very expensive technology, we can't afford the Overture. But for the Figaro Virtuoso, it's fully box-in-a-box.
Okay.
The outer cabinet and inner cabinet is separated by the thin polyurethane layer, which is very damp. So when you transfer the vibrations from the inner cabinet to the outer cabinet, the first absorption comes in polyurethane layer.
Okay.
Outer box is very heavy, very thick. It absorbs like a sponge all the vibrations and dampens them. So effectively what you get, you take the energy from the inside the cabinet and dissipate it in all the area of the speaker.
Okay.
Effectively you make transition from the acoustic energy to the heat.
Why you have produced many range of the model in the family?
As I working worldwide, there is very different needs in different countries. One countries, for example, USA, they like big. In USA, I sell only Figaro XL and sometimes L. And even XL for them is too small. In countries like Poland, for example, I sell a lot of bookshelves and a lot of model S2. So, you know, it depends on the country. So we have to have wide range to satisfy all the customers' needs.
You have many color.
Yeah.
I think it's hard for the dealer to.
You have everything in place?
Yeah.
Some countries prefer only gray or white.
Okay.
Others prefer green or brown, you know.
Yeah.
So as a standard, we always say that standard is black, white, and gray.
Yeah.
As people are used to, as we talked before.
Yeah.
And all those other colors are ordered for by special order. So I think if a customer really wants.
How long if I want to the orange McLaren for one pair for Figaro?
Since we are not offering orange,
okay,
but we still can make it on special order.
Okay,
it will take a little bit more time. It will take around 1 month for us to manufacture it and then shipping.
Yeah.
So by airplane it's around 1 week, not more. So we are facing month and a week, month and a half tops.
Okay.
For those colors which we are offering as a standard or not standard, it doesn't matter. Usually we keep stock, so basically 2-3 weeks, and we can ship single pair.
Okay.
And if you have it in warehouse, we can ship it immediately, no problem.
Actually, speaker is you talk about the cabinet, right, already, and right now we talk about driver and crossover. Will you please share me?
I would say one of the most important parts, maybe even more important than cabinet itself. I used to say that driver is like clay, you know, and crossover is like hands of the artist, you know.
Okay.
You can have very good clay but bad hands, and you will come up with a bad vase, and you can have pretty bad clay but professional hands, and you will have a really masterpiece. You know, so the crossover, in my opinion, is one of the extremes where you have to be really skillful to make it good, make the drivers play as you want, and use only strong parts of the drivers, so that you get very fine end result. Mostly we use, a lot of people ask me, do I use second order or third order crossovers? Do I use Linkwiz Relay or Butterworth? So my answer is that neither of those, because all those crossovers are mathematical models when the driver SPL is a straight line. And in the real life, the driver is not a straight line, and the phase is not a straight line, and the impedance is not a straight line. So we have to adapt to that, and standard mathematical models doesn't apply. So what we use elliptical filters with different slopes, depending on the driver's natural roll-off characteristics. So this is dictated by the drivers. The drivers itself, we use hard cone paper, because in my deepest belief, the paper is most natural material for the drivers. Of course, ceramics, diamond is good as well, but they have their own disadvantages. First of all, price. Second is the brittleness. They break sometimes. And paper naturally have quite huge internal resistance, I mean inside material, for the waves to travel. But we don't use classic soft paper because it has certain disadvantages, like cone breakup points. That's why we use hard cone paper. The breakup points are shifted a little bit upwards, and we can avoid them. So what we get is a sweet middle from between soft paper and hard cones like ceramic, diamond, etc. Yeah, so classic design base drivers goes up to 500 Hertz, then goes mid-range, plays up to 5000 Hertz, and then takes up to the tweeter. Mid-range covers quite wide range, from 500 Hertz to 5000 Hertz in Figaro case. If you take virtuoso, it takes from 200 Hertz to 10,000 Hertz.
Please talk about marketing strategy. Your product is mentioned is about price performance, right?
Yeah.
Why you do like this?
Why I'm doing like this? Yeah. Because as I said that at the very beginning, I'm trying to keep it, first of all, family business. And if I go to the sky-high prices, I need a lot of advertising. A lot of advertising creates a huge machine of bureaucracy, you know, which raises the product price again. You get detached from the product itself. So I rather concentrate on the product itself and do a little bit of marketing. Of course, you need to do some marketing, but you don't need to push it with the force. So we save a little bit on that. I want, you know, the people would be able to actually buy and enjoy the speakers. And the best marketing is when people buy, are happy, and they tell each other, come listen. That's the best marketing.
Please say something special for AudioSolutions speaker in 3 words.
Okay, I know. Our slogan is, or motto, if you wish, is art and science in speaker engineering. The science, you need to build proper electronics.
Right.
The art is needed to adapt electronics to human, because humans are humans. They are not measurement instruments.
Right.
You have to adapt to psychoacoustics.
Yeah.
So this is the art. The good speakers are not always those who measures flat. So there is much more going on. So art and science.
some speaker very beautiful, very expensive. If you see spec is very cheap, but sound is I don't like it, maybe.
The speaker have to be, to have soul. If you speak that way. I like to when speaker not only recreates music, which he has to do, especially for those prices. It has to recreate music with zero tolerances. There is one additional thing: the emotions.
Emotion.
Every piece of music, every genre, especially classics, have not only notes. The compositor always have its passion, why it tries it. And when you listen to the live orchestra, you can feel that passion. You can hear the live instruments breathing, the emotions.
Yeah.
You just have to take it out somehow. So if a speaker only can play surgically flat sound, it isn't good. Yes, it is precise, but it isn't good. You have to pull out emotions as well from the sound.
Why customer have to buy Piccolo?
First of all, it's a very good price and performance ratio. You can't have any better. Also, it's 100% handwork. Most of the times my worker does that, but sometimes I do it as well. So it's 100%. It's a craftsmanship. If they want best product for their money, and not only have product but also buy a small part of our identity, this is the answer.
In my opinion, if you want to buy speaker, listening AudioSolutions first and then decision.
Actually, a lot of people during these 2 days who came, they said that, we didn't expect them to play so well, and they probably will buy it. They probably will try it. They were impressed a lot.
Maybe they never know the name or something like that. This is the first time in Thailand, especially Figaro XL2 is the first time in the world.
Yes.
The last but not least, would you please say something to Thai user?
Yeah, so I'm very happy to be here, to meet all of you people. You are very nice, very, very friendly, so I appreciate that you're very warm welcome. And I'm looking forward to see you next year, and who knows, perhaps a lot of you will already have my speakers, and we can talk about them more in depth, and I can introduce you to our future plans as well. So see you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ผมว่านะฮะถ้าจะคุยถึงเรื่องลำโพง Audio Solution ผมแนะนำว่าคุณต้องมาฟังคุณมีบัดเจ็ตเท่าไหร่แล้วคุณมาฟังแล้วคุณค่อยเทียบกับสิ่งที่คุณมองตัวอื่นไว้อาจจะอยู่ในใจคุณแล้วนะแต่ผมว่าคุณต้องกลับไปคิดใหม่อะถ้าเกิดคุณได้ฟัง Audio Solution ในบัดเจ็ตที่คุณวางไว้นะครับมีเท่าที่ทราบตัวต่ำสุด 65,000 สำหรับ Overture นะครับแล้วก็ตัวนี้ไม่ถึงล้านใครจะเชื่อนะครับก็ต้องมาฟังนะครับ